Yo, yo, what up, my beautiful dowdies? How's everyone doing today? I'm your host, Val. Let's talk about Lycaon. With the release of Zenless Zone Zero, we got a bunch of standard banner 5-star characters. These characters are always there with every new release gacha game because these are kind of like the core units that a lot of people will get and even more multiple copies from because we're going to summon on the limited banner, and there's of course that 50-50% chance that you might get one of these characters. And one of these characters is Lycaon. And Lycaon is one of the more interesting characters in Zenless Zone Zero, in my opinion. But the way he functions, the way his kit works, is extremely interesting, and of course on top of that is extremely strong. If you actually take a look at all of his abilities, then his basic attack is unleashes up to 5 strikes in front, dealing physical damage. Hold down to charge up, increasing the power of attack and dealing ice damage. And this we're going to see across all of his abilities almost, where you hold the button, then that's where his real strength comes from his kit. If you look at his dodge, press dodge to activate rapid dodge. Character is invulnerable while using the skill. Press attack during dodge to activate slides forward, launching a series of strikes in front, dealing physical damage. And then dodge counter, press attack during a perfect dodge to activate strikes an enemy in front, dealing ice damage. Character is invulnerable while using this skill. Then we have his assist. Quick assist wolf pack. When the on-field character is launched, press assist to activate. Strikes enemy in front, dealing ice damage. Character is invulnerable while using the skill. Defensive assist. When the character on field is about to be attacked, press assist to activate. Parries the enemy attack, dealing massive daze. Character is invulnerable while using the skill. Assist follow up, press attack after defensive assist to activate. Character creates an icicle in front, which strikes all enemies with range, dealing ice damage. Characters are vulnerable while using this skill. And we have the special attack. Press special attack to activate, unleash a series of strikes in front, dealing ice damage. Hold down to charge up, increasing its power. Anti-interrupt level is increased while using this skill. Then EX special attack, Thrill the Hunt. With enough energy, press special attack to activate, unleash a series of powerful strikes in front, dealing massive ice damage. Hold down to charge up, consuming energy and enhancing the power of the attack. Character is invulnerable while using this attack. Then we have his chain attack. When the chain attack is triggered, select the character to activate. Unleash a series of powerful strikes at enemies in a small area in front of him, dealing massive ice damage. Character is invulnerable while using the skill. Ultimate. When disciple rating is at maximum, press chain attack to activate. Unleash multiple powerful strikes at the enemy in a large area, dealing massive ice damage. Character is invulnerable while using this skill. Then we have his core skill. While Lycaon charges his basic attack to completion, the attack deals a certain amount of increased daze. When EX special attack or follow hits an enemy, the target's ice resistance is decreased. This is really where his bread and butter comes from, and this is why all of these abilities and skills get that much power. And of course, the more you increase this, the better it gets, up until all the way to 80% increased days, which is incredible. And of course, the ice damage resistance is also really where Lycaon's strength comes from. Then we have additional ability, of course, Elegant Predator. When another character in your squad shares the same attribute or affection, when Lycaon hits a stunned enemy, the target's stun damage multiplies increased by 35%. So I really want to utilize this with adding another attribute affection in here. And I just think Lycaon is so interesting because of how his kit works. He can do a lot of ice damage, and on top of that, shred the ice resistance. Then he can give them a lot of daze, and he's just a super valuable character to smack on the team, you know. And right now, of course, with Ellen and Sokaku, he is of course king there. He is an incredibly good powerhouse. And what I like about Lycaon is that he's probably going to be good from now to the end of time. I do think that Ellen is his bread and butter because Ellen is also ice, and of course Ellen is from that same faction. But let's say Miyabi, that other very anticipated ice character that we got to try in the betas already, is also a tech ice character. He still is going to be very valuable to her or any other upcoming ice character that might be added to the roster. And that really makes me wonder how the power creep of this game is going to be, you know, because right now Lycaon is very on a pedestal because we have Ellen, him and Sokaku as a team together. They're just better than everything else in the game, and they're so much better than everything else. We were starting to see more characters, more different diverse playstyles, more stunners in the game. I'm really curious if he's still going to be at the top, or if he's still going to be a top pick. Because I think that he's going to be one of the better picks for Ice still. Any Ice DPS will probably be very happy with a Lycaon on a team. Even though that DPS might not be from Victoria Housekeeping, that character is going to be very happy with this stunner. Now, what you could also think is that Victoria Housekeeping as a whole is probably going to have more characters as well. And maybe Victoria Housekeeping will have another DPS on top of that. Now, maybe the ice damage res will not be that special, but you still have a character that synergizes with the Housekeeping Co extremely well that can apply that daze very efficiently. Because when Lycaon hits a stunned enemy, the target's stun damage multiplies increased by 35%. So this ability as a whole is good with or without ice. Now, of course, ice damage res on top of that is phenomenal, and that's also why Ellen is just a crazy good character. But this does make me wonder what Lycaon will provide in the later stages of the game, because I think that the Lycaon plus Ellen combo together is just going to be a very good combination for a very long time. And I think that's why Ellen is also such a good first banner. If you did get a Lycaon like I did, I got a Lycaon from the first character, the guaranteed one, you know, at 50 summons. If you did get him, or you got him from losing a 50-50 or something, actually getting that Ellen is very smart, or has increased high priority. And on top of that, Ellen has Sokaku as a 4-star character on her banner. So you just have a very insane combo in the beginning of the game. And I don't really know if they did this on purpose to let everyone get baited in on pulling this and trying to get a Lycaon and trying to get Ellen and Sokaku copies and whatever. Like, this team is so dominant, and this team is relatively easy to get, you know? I think Lycaon is actually the hardest character to get or try to snipe him. But the others are actually decently easy to get, you know? Ellen, at some point, you're going to get her if you're doing the limited pools right now. And because it's in the honeymoon phase, we are getting a lot of free summons. So this team as a whole is just super premium. Hey, pause the video right now. Over 90% of you people that watch my videos actually are not subscribed to my channel. It would mean a lot to me if you would actually consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind after. Let's continue with the video. If you look at the other stunners in the game, like Coleda, she is fire, but her ability is more synergistic with energy, you know? Maybe you need to get that more energy to really get her daze going, or her stunning capability. And Lycaon doesn't have that, you know? Lycaon is really on another level because of that. And I think that's why Lycaon will be a very good pickup, or just a very good character overall in the long run. And I think that getting these characters for the element or for affection is going to be a very crucial thing for good team building. I think that good team building is going to be more important than we think in Zenless Zone Zero. I think getting a stun character for a certain faction or element will always be very crucial. Now, we're going to get one for free. We have a lightning one, of course, with Ambi, and Ambi works with the faction from Nicole, Nakamura, and stuff. Then we have Coleda for fire and Bellabog. And then now we have Lycaon for Victoria and Ice. And I do think that these characters are going to be very hard to power creep in the game because they provide such value. Now, there's of course a very high possibility that there will be a new Ice stunner that might be better than Lycaon. But will that character actually be better than Lycaon for Ellen? Like, Ellen is Ice plus Victoria. And I think that's why these characters are so interesting. And on top of that, why Lycaon is so interesting. If you pull for Ellen right now and you have Lycaon, it is going to be very hard to top this team because the combination are with both things, the faction and the element. Yes, along the way, we might get a better stunner for Ice, but will that character actually be so much more dominant that Ellen also wants this character? And that I'm really excited to see how that's going to unravel. Of course, for the health of the game, you know, for us free-to-play players or free-to-play brothers and sisters, I hope that that won't be the case, but that might be the case. But what I think is going to happen is that we're just going to have a lot of good team compositions, and that these specific team compositions need certain puzzle pieces to really max out the potential. And I think the team with Ellen right now already is kind of complete because of Lycaon. And because of Lycaon, this team is complete now from beginning, you know, from day one. If we take Nakamura as a character, Nakamura can even deal more damage maybe than Ellen, just of how her kit works and how she functions. But because her team composition is not complete yet, we don't really have a good support for Nakamura. Ambi, even though that Ambi can be very good, it's not the perfect thing for Nakamura. So, along the way, Nakamura might become better because of the better team building that she gets. And this is for every single character in Zenless Zone Zero. And Ellen is just really lucky that Ellen literally has that setup already going for her. And I think that's why Ellen is also so valuable right now. On top of her doing a lot of damage, her team is complete. And Sokaku might be a character that could be replaced. Sokaku is a 4-star, and that could be a 5-star Ice Shredder, or maybe a Victoria Household support might come along the way that really synergizes with that as well. Of course, we do have Rina. I think Rina, a lot of people also find very interesting for Ellen as a support. But Rina is, of course, more synergistic with electricity. And along the way, we might get an electricity main DPS Victoria character. Then Rina would be the #1 support for this specific character. So I think Zenless Zone Zero really is a waiting game because we have these factions and elements combined. In other gacha games like Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact, if you would take the Hoyoverse roster still, they really synergize with certain elements most of the time, or just one thing. And because we have both of those aspects, we have the faction and the element, there's a lot more things to team building. And that's again why Lycaon is such an interesting character, why they released him, and why he's a standard banner character. That he is a standard banner character is a very big W for the Ellen lovers or for the Ellen players. However, this could be a double-edged sword because Lycaon could actually be such a crucial part for you, and if you would actually never get a Lycaon, then your Ellen team is significantly weaker, you know? And it's frustrating because this composition already exists in the game. So my recommendation is for further team building and for further team creation, see what you have and see what you really can add to the mix. So the future of Lycaon is a bit interesting because the moment that Ellen will go away as a limited character, Lycaon does decrease in value a lot because that is his main DPS that he wants to have. Now, I do think that Lycaon will always be good as a stunner for Ice or for Victoria as a whole. If you really like Corrin, then Lycaon is still going to be the best stunner for her because of the same faction. And because it can go both ways, I think that Lycaon will be a very future-proof character, and you should be very excited that you got one, because if you got Lycaon, your account's value is very high, and you can do a lot of cool things with this specific character. And because we need multiple teams for the late game content, having multiple stunners is actually extremely crucial and can make or break certain compositions. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Lycaon as a whole, as his character, his design, or what you think the future of him holds. If you think he's still a good character even without Ellen, or if he's overrated, if he's bad, if the meta from Ellen and Lycaon and Sokaku will fade a little bit in with time, if he's still going to be a good character, or if he's going to be very bad, or if there's not going to be any use for him anymore, you know. Let me know what you guys think about Lycaon, and let me know what you think about his future and the current state of this specific character. I would love to hear you guys' takes on this and your inputs for team building as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, means the world to me if you could do that. Make sure to join the Discord. We're trying to grow the community even further. And if you want to support the channel even further, then become a member. I love you all, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care. Peace.